December 7, 1941, Pearl Harbor, America enters the war. While U.S. Marines fought across Pacific Islands, another battle was deciding the war's outcome. A battle most Americans never heard about, the Battle of the Atlantic. May 1943, the North Atlantic. 41 German U-boats sunk in 20 days. This isn't just statistics, this is the turning point of World War II. Without victory in the Atlantic, there would be no D-Day, no liberation of Europe, no victory. This is the story of the month that changed everything. Schwarzer Mai, Black May, when the hunters became the hunted. January 1942, 2 months after Pearl Harbor. While America mourned its Pacific losses, German U-boats conducted a massacre off the U.S. East Coast. Operation Paukenschlag, drumbeat. German submarine officer and captain of the third rank, Reinhard Hartigan, aboard U-123, approached New York. He couldn't believe his eyes. The city was fully lit, skyscrapers blazing in the night. The silhouettes of merchant ships are clearly visible against the backdrop of Manhattan lights. This wasn't war, this was target practice. In the first week of January 1942, German U-boats sank 23 ships off the American coast. From New York to Miami, beaches were covered with oil slicks and wreckage. Bodies of sailors washed ashore at Atlantic City. Admiral Ernest King, commander-in-chief of the U.S. fleet, refused to implement a convoy system. He believed a poorly defended convoy was worse than no convoy at all. German submariners called it the second happy time. In the first 6 months of 1942, over 600 ships were sunk off the American coast. Lieutenant Howard Avery, who survived the torpedoing of tanker SS Gulf America off Florida, later recalled, "I watched my ship burn from Jacksonville Beach. People on shore watched us die, like it was a show." By summer 1942, the Americans had finally implemented convoys, built escort ships, and trained crews. But the Germans were learning too. Admiral Dönitz perfected the Rudel tactic, wolf pack tactics. The principle was simple and deadly. 10 to 20 U-boats formed a patrol line, coordinated by radio, and attacked convoys simultaneously from multiple directions. At night, they surfaced. On the surface, a Type 7 U-boat could make 17 knots, faster than most escort vessels. Picture this scene: night, storm, North Atlantic. A convoy of 40 ships stretched across miles of ocean. Explosion to port. A tanker erupts in flames. Explosion to starboard. Another. Torpedoes came from everywhere. Escort ships darted between burning vessels, not knowing which way to turn. And the U-boats had already disappeared into darkness. By late 1942, the situation was critical. Shipbuilding in American yards barely kept pace with losses. Churchill telegraphed Roosevelt, "The Battle of the Atlantic is the battle for survival." But America was preparing its response. 1943 began with a revolution. U.S. shipyards produced Liberty ships at a pace the Germans considered impossible. 1 ship every 40 days per slipway. Some were built in 4 days, 15 hours. But ship quantity was only half the solution. In secret laboratories at MIT and the Radiation Laboratory in Cambridge, Massachusetts, American physicists worked on revolutionary technology, the magnetron, the foundation of centimetric radar, wavelength 10 centimeters, then 3 centimeters. German Metox receivers couldn't detect it at all. American Liberators, consolidated B-24 4-engine bombers converted for anti-submarine warfare, received these radars. Range, 1,800 miles. They could patrol the entire Atlantic crossing. Lieutenant Junior Grade William Tapuni, a VP-84 pilot, later recalled, "We saw U-boats on radar at 30 miles. They didn't even know we were there. When we turned on the Lee light, it was like Judgment Day for them." The Lee light, a powerful searchlight developed by the RAF but installed on American aircraft. The scheme was simple and deadly. Radar detected the U-boat. The aircraft descended. At the last moment, blinding light. Mark 47 depth charges fell with precision. But the most revolutionary weapon came from American shipyards. Bogue-class escort carriers. Small, converted from merchant ships, but effective. USS Bogue, CVE-9, under Captain Giles Short, became the first American escort carrier to form a hunter-killer group, Task Group 21.1. The principle was new: don't defend convoys, hunt U-boats. An aircraft carrier plus 4 to 6 destroyers equaled a lethal combination. The air gap in the mid-Atlantic, the zone unreachable by aircraft, was closing. U-boats had nowhere to hide, and there was one more ace, the most secret of all. Bletchley Park, England. American cryptographers worked alongside the British. They had broken Enigma. They read German radio messages in near real time. They knew where U-boats were positioned, where they were heading, and what orders they had received. Convoys routed around U-boat patrol lines. Hunter-killer groups received precise coordinates, and the Germans didn't know. May 4, 1943. Convoy ONS-5. 42 merchant ships traveled from Britain to America. A patrol line of 30 U-boats from Group of Fink waited in the North Atlantic. But Ultra had intercepted German orders. The convoy received reinforcements. The British 3rd Escort Group under Commander Peter Gretton, Canadian corvettes, and American destroyers. And for the first time, continuous air cover from American Liberators based in Iceland. Captain Lieutenant Herbert Neckel aboard U-638 was confident of success. 30 U-boats against 42 ships. By all Rudeltaktik principles, this should be a slaughter. The battle lasted 3 days. The Germans sank 13 merchant ships, but lost 7 U-boats, 7 in 3 days. Nearly a 1-to-2 ratio. This was catastrophic. May 5th, 2245. U-192 attacked the convoy. Destroyer USS Spencer, DD-512, under Commander Harold Burdine, detected her on radar, closed at full speed, and dropped depth charges. U-192 surfaced, heavily damaged. Spencer's guns opened fire. The U-boat sank in 4 minutes. 6 men survived from a crew of 49. Spencer recovered them. This was the first U-boat sunk by an American destroyer in May 1943, but not the last. May 12th, 3:17 a.m., U-89 surfaced to charge batteries. 250 miles away, an American Liberator from VP-84 patrolled the area. Flight Lieutenant John Veer Hopgood detected the U-boat on radar at 28 miles. 3:42 a.m., the lee light switched on. U-89 was illuminated like a stadium. Depth charges fell with perfect accuracy. 4 explosions. U-89 broke in half, sinking in 40 seconds. 46 crew members, no survivors. May 13th, USS Bogue and her hunter-killer group patrolled 600 miles south of Greenland. A TBF Avenger from the carrier spotted U-118 on the surface. Pilot Lieutenant Robert Stewart attacked immediately. U-118 attempted to dive. Too late. Depth charges exploded directly above the hull. The U-boat surfaced, dead. The crew attempted to abandon ship. Destroyers closed in. U-118 sank. 16 men rescued, 37 lost. May 15th, U-176 attacked a convoy off Cuba. Missed. The American destroyer USS Dahlgren, DD-187, and the Cuban ship CS-13 counterattacked immediately. Depth charges exploded in succession. The pressure hull cracked. Commander Captain Lieutenant Reimer Ziesemer ordered the surface. U-176 rose under fire from both ships. Within 3 minutes she went down. Only 1 man survived. 48 lost. May 19th. U-954 was detected by a Liberator on the surface. Commander Oberleutnant Odo Lova ordered anti-aircraft fire. A desperate attempt to fight back. Useless. Depth charges exploded 10 meters away. U-954 broke apart. 45 dead. Every day in May brought new losses. May 20th, U-258 sunk by HMS Stork. May 21st, U-463, a supply boat, destroyed by British Halifax. May 22nd, U-569, American Liberator. May 23rd, U-752, USS Bogue Hunter-Killer Group. German commander's radio messages became desperate. Cannot attack! We are detected before surfacing. Every attack attempt, counterattack within minutes. Their radar sees through darkness. May 23rd. U-boat headquarters, Paris. Admiral Dönitz stood before the map. 37 red crosses. 37 U-boats lost in 3 weeks. This exceeded production capacity. The fleet wasn't growing, it was shrinking. May 24, 1943. Dönitz made a decision that would have seemed unthinkable a month earlier. He issued the order. All U-boats immediately withdraw from the North Atlantic. This was capitulation, admission of defeat. By month's end, the count reached 41 lost U-boats, 1,091 German submariners dead. The Battle of the Atlantic, lasting nearly 4 years, was lost. What happened? How did tactics that were successful from 1940 to 1942 completely fail in May 1943? First reason, American industrial power. By 1943, the United States was producing 1 Liberty ship every 40 days per slipway. Escort vessels, 50+ annually. Aircraft, thousands. Kaiser shipyards in California set a record. The SS Robert E. Peary was built in 4 days, 15 hours, and 29 minutes. Germany couldn't compete. Their shipyards in Kiel and Hamburg were under constant bombardment. The second reason is technology. Centimetric radar, developed at MIT and installed on American Liberators and escort carriers. German engineers didn't even believe such radar was possible. When they realized it, it was too late. The third reason, new tactics. Bogue-class escort carriers changed the game. USS Bogue, under Captain Short, developed hunter-killer group tactics, not convoy defense, active U-boat hunting. In May to June 1943, Bogue's hunter-killer group sank 9 U-boats. Fourth reason, ultra. American and British cryptographers at Bletchley Park read German orders. Convoys routed around U-boat patrol lines. Hunter-killer groups received precise coordinates. Fifth reason, training and coordination. By May 1943, American and British crews had accumulated vast experience. Coordination between ships and aircraft was seamless. Lieutenant Commander Daniel V. Gallery, commander of USS Guadalcanal, later said, "By May 1943, we knew U-boats better than they knew themselves. We knew where they surfaced, when they charged batteries, and where they ran. We turned the hunters into prey." Sixth reason, mathematics. Each sunk German U-boats required 10 months to build. Each Liberty ship, 40 days. Germany lost U-boats faster than they could build them. America built ships faster than Germany could sink them. The mathematics was merciless. Dönitz didn't surrender, he sought solutions. June 1943. T-5 Zaunkönig acoustic torpedoes homed on propeller noise. Initial success, 3 escort ships sunk. But the Americans were ready. Foxer, a towed device creating noise. Torpedoes homed on it instead of the ship. The wonder weapon stopped working within 2 months. Schnorkel, device for charging batteries underwater. Problem, radars detected even the snorkel. Type 21, revolutionary U-boat. Underwater speed, 17 knots. The first entered service in April 1945, a month before surrender. Too late. The price of victory was staggering. Throughout the war, German U-boats sank approximately 3,000 ships, 14 million tons. More than 30,000 Allied merchant seamen died. Over 9,000 were American. Imagine, you're a sailor on a tanker carrying aviation fuel, crossing the Atlantic in convoy. A torpedo could come at any moment, at night, without warning. Explosion. Fuel ignites instantly. You have seconds. In the icy North Atlantic water, a person survives 15 minutes. Escort ships can't stop. They must protect the convoy. From the German side, of 40,000 submariners, 28,000 died, 70% mortality. Imagine, you're a 19-year-old German sailor assigned to the U-boat fleet. Statistically, you have a 70% chance of not returning. A depth charge attack. You hear the destroyer above, the sound of propellers growing. Explosion. The concussion penetrates your body. Light bulbs shatter. Water leaks in. If the pressure hull is breached, you have seconds. Water pressure will crush the boat like a tin can. This was war without respite. Every patrol could be the last. Black May 1943 changed the war's course. From this moment, the Allies gained maritime supremacy. Sea communications restored. American cargo flowed regularly to Britain. The USSR received Lend-Lease aid. Troops and equipment accumulated in England. June 6, 1944. D-Day. Operation Overlord. 156,000 American, British, and Canadian soldiers landed in Normandy. This was possible only because the Atlantic was secure, only because in May 1943 the wolf packs were broken. Without victory in the Atlantic, there would be no D-Day, no liberation of Europe. Admiral Ernest King, Commander-in-Chief of the U.S. Fleet, later said, "The Battle of the Atlantic was the longest, most complex, and most important battle of the war. Had we lost it, we would have lost everything." German U-boats continued operating until war's end. But these were no longer wolf packs. These were lone wolves hiding from hunters. The last German U-boat was sunk on May 7, 1945, a day before surrender. U-2-336, British frigates, North Sea. The Battle of the Atlantic was over. The legacy of this battle endures. Radar, sonar, anti-submarine weapons, force coordination, hunter-killer tactics, all became the foundation of the post-war U.S. Navy. But the main lesson is different. In modern warfare, victory requires more than courage. It requires science, technology, industry, cryptography. America won the Battle of the Atlantic not just with weapons. It won with the shipyards of California and Massachusetts, the laboratories of MIT, the factories of Detroit, the farms of Iowa that fed the Allies. Black May 1943 was the point when it became clear. Germany had lost the technology race, the production race, the race of minds. On May 4, 1943, the slaughter began. On May 24th, it ended. In 20 days, the German U-boat fleet lost what it couldn't recover for the entire war. Not ships, not torpedoes. Faith in victory. The wolf packs were broken. The hunters became prey. The ocean, so long stained with American and British sailors' blood, swallowed thousands of German submariners. The Battle of the Atlantic was World War II's longest battle, nearly 6 years. From the war's first day to its last, Black May 1943 was its turning point, the month when the Atlantic became a graveyard for wolves, the month that opened the path to victory.